sunshine in your smile. Bring me laughter all the while. In this world where we...
My name's Deryn May Roberts. I go to Morecambe Community High School, well, sixth form, and I'm studying BTEC Sport, BTEC Childcare and Public Services. I come along today to interview Ethel Booth because I was very interested in what she got up to and what happened in the 1950s and how it's changed from then to now. It was a pleasure to interview Ethel. I learned a lot from her experiences when she was my age.
My full name is Doris Ethel Booth. I used to be called Slighthome before I was married. And I was born just before the war, in '39, on Albion Street in Lancaster. My teens were a very happy time with the youth club. Our greatest pleasure was going dancing on a Saturday night. My memories were of the Pier because that's where I went with all my pals.
What was your earliest memories of being in Morecambe?
Playing on the sands and all that kind of thing. But we used to get the bus down, probably in the summer, in the school holidays and that, sitting on those rocks, you know, the rocks, and having a walk through the market first and then going down there. And Mother, in those days, they always wore hats and coats. You know, it didn't matter how hot it was, they had the hat and coat on and shoes and everything. And you were playing in the sand, messing. But we had lots of visitors, and aunties and uncles and cousins who came from perhaps the Lake District, and they spent lots of time down there. And they stayed with us. It was good. It's a nice holiday, wasn't it? Stay with your relatives and go to Morecambe. And
do you remember much from the when people came down from Glasgow? Like
yes, they used to throw pennies out of the window for us, you know, on the pavements. We're all scrambling about picking up this money. And there was hundreds of coaches, not just half a dozen, there was hundreds of them. The fairground, it was huge, yeah.
Where was the fair at?
What is it now? It's behind the Winter Gardens, that big area, which is a car park, isn't
where
it,
the market
now?
is now.
Yeah, that was a huge fairground. You know, all the area was full of fairground things, lots and lots. I remember going on the bumper cars. I didn't like them. And I used to like the horses, you know, the one that went up and down like that.
So what did you do, like on a weekend or stuff like
Well, we always went. When I was a teenager, I was in the youth club. It was the Priory Hall Youth Club in Lancaster, and the whole gang of us used to go on Saturday night. Well, we used to go on other days as well and just mess about like teenagers do. But we went to the Pier on Saturday.
Was that the big night, Saturday?
That was a big night out, yes. That was something to look forward to, you know, where you could wear your nice dresses, you know, because then, at that time, we wore the full skirts, you know, and all the petticoats underneath, and your nice high heel shoes and stuff. But I loved the Pier. I loved just walking down that long pier to the ballroom, and you pay half a crown. But as soon as you went in, there was that atmosphere, the music, and it was always full, winter or summer. Lots of, even more, I suppose, in the summer with visitors. But I just loved going to the Pier. I liked the music, the dancing, and Alvin Atkins, of course, who was brilliant. And Harold Graham on the organ, he played in the interval. I can remember every inch of that place. There's a big ballroom in the middle with the, you know, the light, and down at the bottom, the bandstand. It was like that, you know, that shape. And at each side there were some steps up. There's lots of seats, and at the back there was the cafe and the bar. And it was brilliant. And that's where we went. I have to tell you about Johnny Dankworth. He's the one band that sticks in my mind who was visiting, and as in Cleo Lane, who he later married, but they weren't married at that time. But Johnny Dankworth, he walked out to walk and go the steps on the bandstand, and I was right at the front, and I touched his hand. I don't think he noticed, but I did. And I remember Cleo Lane, she's such a wonderful voice, and she had on a green taffeta dress that was really crumpled. So, but lots of the young men at that time all went into the army, didn't they? All doing the national service, including my boyfriend. And then he said, if we still feel the same next year, we'll get engaged, which we did. We popped outside, and popped the ring on, and came back in again. Because me and him walking down that long pier, you know, it must have been chilly, and you could see the sea through the boards. But I can't remember feeling cold. I think we must have been immune. But one of the other things that we really enjoyed was like Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve. So that was extra special because it was like 1 o'clock. You had to get special permission to stay out that late, you know. And they had late buses for us.
So it always accommodated for the pier closing late?
Oh yes, there's always special buses laid on for us, yes. Yeah.
So that was good.
So that was good. It was great. We thoroughly enjoyed it, and Alvin Atkins and his orchestra.
You made me cry when you said goodbye.